See if anybody joins us here while I eat my supper or dinner, or whatever you like to call it, depending on where you're from. Having a little Chipotle here. Oh, we got one person joining me for supper. Appreciate you stopping in, sitting here and watch me chew. Oh, I guess they didn't like it. They dropped out. So what's going on? What y'all eating tonight? I'm in a hotel, so I'm eating some Chipotle from a block away. I'm talking with my mouth full. For those who might be watching the replay, this is my kind of like my first live from mobile. I did a couple of lives a year or so ago before they took away the where you couldn't do it on mobile, where you had to get the 1,000 subscribers, and so I just got my 1,000 subscribers back, or got the 1,000 subscribers here about 2 weeks ago maybe, and I'm traveling in a hotel, so thought I'd try it out and see if I can make it work. And there's no kids here running around in the background and to be jumping in every couple of minutes. A couple of people that joined in and jumped back out. Which I think I saw that Tree Trimmer was live a little bit ago. I think I got that notification, so most of the folks I know may be over there watching him. He's got the damn BAMs coming out. He'd be putting on a better show than I am, sitting here eating. Hey, Lewis Fuller, how are you? I'm doing great. Thanks for joining in. Sit here and watch me chew. Hey, I appreciate the thumbs up. I really do. How'd your week start off? You have a good Monday? I'm traveling, so I'm sitting here in a hotel eating some Chipotle for supper. That's good. I had to travel all day, but the plane took off and landed safely, so there is that. I don't really like traveling all that much, but sometimes you got to do it. Luckily, I don't have to do it too often for work, but just every now and then. Uh-oh. I'm dropping stuff. Slow night here. I should have checked and see if tree trimmer was offline before I went live. Maybe if anybody watches this after the fact, y'all can let me know when y'all travel how you try to eat healthy. I've been getting back on the kick trying to watch what I eat, lose some weight. So I went down and got a salad from Chipotle. It was just like a block away. Salad, steak. It's hard when you're traveling because either once you got time to go to a sit-down restaurant, usually all you got is fast food. Or whatever the hotel has, if they have a restaurant downstairs. So y'all let me know in the comments what's y'all's tips and tricks for eating healthy when you're traveling. So I just bring it with you, I guess. Always load up whatever is legal to bring on the plane. Beef jerky. Of course, beef jerky does have a lot of sugar in it. We got one more that stopped in. Welcome. Sitting here eating a little supper in the hotel. And there's another one. 2 in the house. Didn't stay long. Got one still watching. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, Mo Homesteading. Yep. I'm sitting in the hotel. Thought I'd just try to go out, try this live out on mobile while I was eating my supper. I had to travel for work this week, so seen other people do it. I said, why not? I'll give it a shot. I'm almost done though for anybody to join. Hang on just a second. I'm having some Chipotle. I was just saying before you came on that I've been trying to eat better. And so there was a Chipotle just about a block away from the hotel. So I went down there and got a salad with steak and their other fixings, salsa and stuff on it. So trying to do some better anyway. What y'all having for dinner tonight? Yeah, Chipotle's pretty good. Used to eat it all the time back at our old house. There was one pretty close, just a few minutes away from the house. But where we live now, you got to drive. It's not too far, but you got to drive to the town, next town over, about 15, 20 minutes or so. And since my wife doesn't work in that town anymore, she used to just pick it up after work and bring it home, but she doesn't work there anymore, so it's not real convenient to get it. But I did pick some up this past weekend. I was over there at the Lowe's and the Chipotle's right in front of it, so I stopped and got close to the hotel. I'm gonna run down there and get me some more of that. And it was good. I just finished it off in less than, I've been live for 10 minutes, so in less than 10 minutes, I guess I ate it too fast. Oh, okay. I bet that's hard when you work different shifts trying to coordinate dinners and stuff. Luckily, me and my wife get home pretty much about the same time. We both work for the same agency, just in different buildings. So we have pretty close to the same hours, about the same drive as well. So we just have to work out dropping kids off and picking kids up and gymnastics and all that kind of stuff. You been playing any video games lately, Mo, homesteading? Oh, I'm sure. I would be over it too. Hey, Team Bass Bros, how's it going? I'm good. Thanks for joining in. You missed my dinner, my supper. I was eating some Chipotle from down the street, but I polished it off in less than 10 minutes. So it wasn't much of a supper chat since I ate it all before anybody joined, just about. Chipotle had the steak, steak salad. I was just telling Mo Homesteading I've been trying to eat a little bit better, and it's hard when you're traveling, but there was one just a block away from the hotel. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you've been sick, Mo. My wife's had a cold or something. I think she's finally starting to get over it, but she's had a cold for like a week. Y'all have a good weekend? Any big things going on this past weekend? We didn't do a whole lot. We were just getting ready for because I was going to be gone on this trip, so we pretty much spent the weekend getting ready for me being gone. And of course, we did have a wild 45 minutes last night because I went out to show my wife what to do to feed the chickens and the goats and all that stuff. And we walked out back just before dark to show her, and the goats had escaped the pen and were just running around out by the barn. And so I had to coax them back into the pen, and which took a minute, and then time I could get to the barn to find some staples and a hammer to nail the wire back on where they had gotten out. They got out again and were trying to come in the barn with me. So I had to get them back out there, call my wife back out, and ask her to come stand out there to keep them in while I found the staples. And even with her standing there, one of them busted through and got out again. I finally had to grab him by the horns and just wrestle him back into the pen. And then by that time, of course, it's dark and I'm sweating and everything else, and trying to get ready for this trip. And so then I had to get my wife to stand there and hold the flashlight, actually using my phone with the light on it, while I nailed all the wire back down where they had pushed it loose from the pen to keep them from getting out. So not something I was really looking forward to doing as I was trying to get ready to leave, but at least it happened while I was still there, because it would have been a mess if it had happened today. I'm going to be gone for a couple of days, and she'd have had to try to do that, or I had to try to get somebody over there to fix it. I know it. They almost found themselves in the freezer last night. If I'd have had more time to skin them, they might have ended up in the freezer. I about tore all my wire up for my chicken coop. I initially got them goats to put in there because the weeds were getting so tall in the chicken pen. I thought, well, we'll get these goats and put them in there with them. There's plenty of room, and they'll help keep the weeds down. But all they've done is eat all the grass up, and then there's some weeds that they don't really like, and they've gotten like 3 feet tall. And then they rub on the fences, and so they've about pulled all the wire loose from the post. So I got a bunch of it nailed down last night. I just went ahead and fixed a bunch of it since they had gotten out. But I'm going to have to do some work on that, and I'm going to have to figure out either run some electric fence or something so I can let them out of there into the big pasture now that the donkeys are gone. There's plenty of room for them to get out in the big pasture. There's just no fences to keep them from wandering off, so I got to figure that out. There's a few people popped in at least. I was saying earlier, I might have should have waited to see if Tree Trimmer was offline before I went live. The folks I know probably over watching him. And I know it. Everybody says goats eat everything, but they don't. And what's funny is the weeds that's growing in there, they didn't touch them all through the spring and the summer. They got 3 or 4 feet tall and flowered, and I should have got in there and cut them down. I just didn't have time. And my weed eater really wouldn't cut them. I tried a little bit, and it kept breaking the line. I think I did a video on that. And I got a metal blade for the weed eater, but I just never had time to put it on and get out there and do that. And now all of a sudden the goats have started eating. They just started in one section of the pen, and they slowly just ate all it up. But now they moved into the next section, and they're slowly just eating everything off of the stalks of those weeds. So I don't know, as it's getting closer to fall, if those weeds, maybe the taste changed, they've gotten sweeter or something, but they didn't eat any of it all through the summer until maybe a few weeks ago, and now they've just slowly started eating them, and they're getting the same feed, and they're as fat as can be, so it's not like they're just eating them because they're hungry. I'm not real sure what kind of weed that is, but they definitely don't eat everything. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just it got older, or maybe it put more sugar into the leaves as it got ready to flower or getting ready to die or something. I don't know. Welcome to those watching. I know Mo Homesteading's in here and says I got one more here, and I got 2 more, so welcome. Y'all missed out on me chowing down on my Chipotle that I had for supper. I'm on a work trip, as I was telling the others, so thought I'd go live and try out this mobile live stream while I was sitting in the hotel. Y'all make sure and smash a thumb for me if you would. Let me know what y'all having for dinner. Mo said she wasn't sure what she's having. I can tell you this was good. I didn't eat anything all day after traveling, and didn't want to eat any of the snacks they gave me on the plane since I've been trying to eat better. And so I basically fasted all day until a few minutes. I haven't, Mo. This is the first really live I've done. I did a couple others a year or so ago when I first started putting YouTube videos out, and it was before they had the restriction where you had to have 1,000 subscribers to go live from your phone. And so I went live, I think, once at the house and maybe twice at the house, and once when we were on vacation last summer. And then I was off YouTube for about 4 or 5 months. I don't know if you've seen my older videos, but we just had a lot going on. My stepdad got sick and ended up passing away. I had a new it was temporary for that position for a while, and I think the holidays were in there, and so there was just a lot going on. But when I came back to YouTube, they had that 1,000 subscriber limit, and so I couldn't go live from the phone anymore. And I guess you can still do that from the desktop. It's just hard to do at the house with the kids running around and all that. So I hadn't messed too much. I've seen that yard stream, and I've seen people do that, but I've never joined in on any of the panels or downloaded it myself. But that may be something I look into. I'm kind of setting up one of our spare bedrooms. That's where I moved the PlayStation and where I've been going live from when I'm online on that gaming. So once I get have a grow rack in there. I would grow lettuce and stuff in there, and I still got one in there, but I plan on moving that out to the grow room that we built in the barn. And so once I do that, I may move a desk in there and move the laptop in there. That way I could close the door or even do it at night after the kids are asleep without worrying about waking them up. So maybe something I look into. Have you tried it? Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing where we live, even though we're kind of close to town. I mean, we're like not even a mile from the elementary school in just a few minutes. I mean, our street, we kind of live in a neighborhood where everybody has 3 to 5 acres, but there's a housing addition just right behind us. And like I said, it's just like a mile to the school. But even with that, we don't have very good internet. So I'm not sure how my streams have been when I go live from the PlayStation. but you can tell it's way behind because sometimes the comments won't show up on the TV, or what they show up on my phone, it'll be like way after my talk. Like if I listen on the phone, it's like way behind. So I'm wondering how that would work with the yard stream as well with the lag. But I'm hoping with all the people moving into our area that at some point we get better internet than what we have. Hey Donnie, how's it going? Homesteading with the Heberts. Thanks for joining us. Hey, hope everything's going well with y'all there on the homestead. I'm in a hotel traveling for work, so thought I'd go live now that I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. I thought I'd go live from the mobile here and see how that worked. You'll have to let me know how that goes, Mo. Or if I happen to catch it, I'll try to join in, at least give it a watch. That's good, Donnie. I appreciate y'all stopping in and chat with me. For a little bit, I didn't know if anybody was going to stop in. I put out a new video last night. If y'all hadn't had a chance to watch it, I just realized I was going to be out of town for a few days, and I thought I hadn't put out a video in a week or so, and I had one almost ready, so I hurried up and finished it editing and downloaded it before I went to bed last night. Even though I let y'all in a little secret, all those barn videos that you're watching, most of those happened 2 or 3 months ago. I'm just now getting the videos out because I'm slow. But I've been trying to catch up. But the one I put out yesterday was on putting the ceiling joist up. We did that maybe a month ago, maybe a little longer. And then I got another one coming out on the electric, and probably one on the electric and one on the plumbing, and then one on the insulation that I just finished up actually yesterday, and that'll kind of get me caught up to now. And then I have some guys coming to help me put the plywood on the walls in those 2 rooms we built this coming weekend. Dad and I didn't get to it when he was here. I took a week or so off, and most of those videos I put out, I had taken off about a week, and Dad came up, but we're just getting kind of slow. Dad can't hardly get around anymore, so I have to do all the lifting and stuff. He's just kind of there to make sure I don't screw up, since I grew up building houses and stuff, but it's been a while since I've done that. And he's had some health issues, so I'm not sure even when he's going to be able to come back up. Recently, he's just had a stent put in the other day and some other issues going on. So I'm going to hire some guys that did some work for me before on our house and did some painting for my mom. They're going to come over and hang the plywood on the walls this weekend. So I had to make sure I finished all the insulation in those rooms where they're going to hang it this past weekend since I'm traveling. And because I knew I wouldn't have time to do it this week before they got there ready to hang that plywood. But yeah, so those are a few weeks old, but I got them up. But it's hard to get them up on time. So I always wonder when I'm watching other people's videos how old they are. Sometimes you can tell because of the weather, but other times it's not. So I've got 4 in the house watching. Welcome to all that joined us. I'm just sitting here chatting a little bit over. Well, I started off with my dinner, but dinner's gone now, so now we're just chatting. But yeah, I try to get a video a week up since I got back on YouTube, but I'd like to do more, but it's hard to get them edited. Of course, shooting it takes longer to do anything because you're shooting the footage and then to go in and edit it. And I edit everything on my phone. I don't even use a laptop or anything. I do it all on my phone. That way I can just do it before I go to bed or something like that. I can work on them. And then download them from my phone to the computer to upload to YouTube, which usually takes 2 or 3 hours. But I've noticed, and I tried it last night, that if I create the movie in iMovie, finish it, and then save it back to my photo album, and if I turn around and open it and download it back into iMovie and then and download it again, it compresses it or something, and it'll download to YouTube in like 10 minutes. Yeah, it's hard to do, Donnie. And like I said, it makes everything take longer because then when you're working on something, it seems like it takes twice as long because you got to get the camera out, move it around, do all that instead of just getting to work. So sometimes I do things and I just don't film it. But I think what I'm going to do sometimes is instead of just trying to film everything, I'll just do an after action report. Just do it, get it done, and then film it later. Use handbrake compressor. Oh, thanks for that, Ozark Mountain Goats. I think, and it may be you that made that comment. I saw in a comment on someone's video that if you compress the video, it would download faster. And I did a little bit of research after I saw that comment, and I couldn't find anything to do that with. So thanks for that. I'll look that up. Which I'm not sure what iMovie does, if it compresses it or something. If you do it a second time. Yeah, that's right, Donnie. Yeah, it takes twice as long to do something. But what I was saying about iMovie, I noticed because I had to download a clip, and I did it in iMovie and then saved it, and I took that and put it into another section, and it downloaded within a few minutes. So yesterday, the movie that I just the video that I uploaded last night, I just went ahead and did that to see what would happen. So I finished editing and downloaded it into the or saved it into my photo album, and then just opened iMovie again and downloaded that, created a new movie with that movie, and then just turned around and resaved it, and it uploaded in less than 10 minutes. So I'm not sure what mechanism makes that work, but I'll look up that. Would you say handbrake? I'll have to go back and look at the live chat after this, and I'll try to look that up. But that may have been you that made that suggestion that I saw in a comment on one of the videos. It might have been on that, or maybe on Facebook. Somewhere I saw that on maybe the YouTube Homesteaders of YouTube Facebook page. I saw someone make that comment. Handbrake. Okay, I'll remember that. Chatting and learning something new. That's some of the worst part too about one reason it'll take me a while to get videos out. Sometimes I'll have them ready, but it bogs down our internet so much that I try to wait and do them at night when everybody's asleep, so everybody's off our internet. But then sometimes I fall asleep while everybody's going to bed, or while I'm putting the kids to bed, and then I forget to do them. So then I may have them ready, and it'll be 2 or 3 days. But if I could do it like that, where it only takes a few minutes to download, I'd be more likely to get them out. And I did finally spring for the paid version of TubeBuddy so that I could save my thumbnails. That way I can just add them on there, because I was having to create them from hand every time, so it always took a while as well, and I didn't look forward to it. Well, now I have some templates that I saved that I can just click on and add it, so sped that up a little bit. I'm still learning how to use TubeBuddy as well. Do any of y'all use TubeBuddy? I know Donnie does, because I've seen Homesteading with the Heberts. I see his certificates from TubeBuddy that he's posted on the Facebook page. Wow, 6 hours to download. That's even worse than mine. Mine would normally, for a 10 to 12 minute video, doing it at night, it would take 2 to 2.5 hours. The video that I've saved in iMovie, and recreated the movie and downloaded it again, it would take it took less. Yeah, I just use iMovie on my phone. I shoot all the videos on my phone, and then I edit them with iMovie, and then I just use the music from YouTube. Oh, I'm buffering. Am I buffering on anybody else's? I'm on the hotel internet, so okay. So I do them all on iMovie, and then I just open up the music from YouTube. I have that saved. Oh, for you. I got you. And I just add the music from there. I download the music, save it to iCloud, and then finish the movie with that. I'm on the hotel's internet, so apparently it's no better than mine at home. Am I okay now? Am I buffering again? Can't tell it on my end. Move it here and see if it changes the signal any. I connected to the hotel's internet because I didn't want to use up all the data for my cell plan. Even though I have unlimited, they slow it down if you use too much within the month. So I connected to the hotel Wi-Fi. Anybody else got any videos coming out soon? I can't get my phone to stay straight anymore. Y'all let me know how that is. Hopefully that buffering will get better in a second. That's crazy. That's like when I'm playing through my PlayStation at home. It sometimes the comments will be way off on what's coming through the PlayStation, and I'm watching it on my phone. They'll be fine, but sometimes they'll just quit on the TV coming through the PlayStation, or sometimes it'll just be one here and there. Yeah, Mo, that's perfection. Sometimes it gets us all. Sometimes on mine, I just have to put them out. Not that mine are very good anyway, but it's kind of like I could edit with them forever and keep messing with them, or just go ahead and get it out. And I try not to let perfection be the enemy of getting it done. So sometimes I just fly through them and get them out there. But then again, maybe that's why I don't get many views. Of course, I think some of it's because I've just been putting out so many barn videos. I probably need to do some more with the chickens and the goats. They always get a lot more views, the animals. Yeah, Donnie's already got his watch time, but hadn't hit 1,000 subs, and I'm over 1,000 subs, but I don't think I even have near the watch time. I think I'm only averaging like I think the highest I've gotten is 6.9 thousand minutes a month. I think you have to average like 20,000 minutes a month to get to, was it 240 within the last 12 months? You got to have 240,000. Of course, if I hadn't taken that 5 months off from YouTube, I think that really hurt because I was just getting started. I think I had about 270 subscribers when I just quit putting videos out for 5 or 6 months. Yep. You got any playlists, Donnie? And I'll sit and try to turn one of those on before I go to bed. I need to check too and see if it'll let me click your bell. Hello, was that Private King? Thanks for joining us. But yeah, Donnie, when I went to your channel here a while back, the bell was unclicked. So I realized I wasn't getting any of your videos, and it won't let me click it. There's a couple of channels for whatever reason, and most of them are ones that I've been subscribed to for quite a long time, back when I first got on YouTube, that it won't let me click the bell. And I even unsubscribed from your channel and resubscribed, and it still wouldn't let me do it. But it's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks since I tried the last time, so I need to go back in and check that. Or maybe I should just unsubscribe and leave it unsubscribed for a couple of days and then try to subscribe back. Yeah, thanks for joining us. I guess that stands for Private King. We were just chatting and having some dinner, some supper, and of course I wolfed that down in 10 minutes. Now we're just hanging out while I'm here in the hotel. So Donnie, you still got any roosters? I know you put one in the freezer. Was that the only one you had? Private King. All right, I got it. Well, thanks for joining us. I was having some dinner. Mo Homesteading don't know what she's having. And I don't know about everybody else. I forgot to ask everybody else what they were having for dinner. I guess I should have said dinner chat. I said supper chat, and I keep saying dinner instead of supper. But I appreciate y'all stopping in and clicking the thumbs up. I see you got five thumbs up and still got 4 watching. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Still got 4 roosters. We've got 3, and one of them's the old man rooster we've had for. He's probably 4 years old now, at least, because we had him before we moved to our current house, and we've been there a little over 3 years. So I know he's got to be at least 4 years. And the other 2 we got from the neighbors when they were wanting to get rid of them. They hatched out some eggs, and 2 of them happened to be roosters, and they couldn't keep them. They didn't have enough hens, and they were tearing them up. Oh, chicken soup. Speaking of chickens, you had some chicken soup. And so we took them, and I probably should put them in the freezer, but I haven't. And at one time, we had a lot more hens. We had 42 chickens at one time. On Icelandic, that's cool. I have never had one of those personally, but I've seen a lot of pictures. But when we had those 40, well, we had, I guess, probably around 38, 39 hens, and the rest were roosters. So we had 42 total. So there was a lot more hens to go around. But now, after the possum attack we had a year or so ago, and a couple that just kicked the bucket, I think they had a heat stroke. And then we had a bobcat that was getting in, got all of our ducks and a couple of hens before I realized what it was. That was back last fall, early winter. We're down to 15 hens and 3 roosters. And you would think that would be enough to go around, but I got some hens with bare backs, so I think I'm going to either have to get some more hens, which I can get at the local feed store. They sell chicks almost year round, but I can't get to my brooder box. Y'all seen my there's several of them that are barebacked, Donnie. But my barn, we moved everything over to do that work and build those rooms. I buried my brooder box back in there, and so that's why I haven't gotten any new chicks, because I don't have anywhere to keep them. And I had been thinking about maybe specializing in a certain breed of chicken, maybe a couple, which is why I haven't bought any more at the feed store. They a lot of times have pullets you can get for $10 a piece that are once they're fully feathered out. So about they're probably about 6 months old. They sell them for $10 a piece, but they're just random, whatever they had left that didn't sell as chicks. And so I've gotten them there before, because I mean, for $10 you can't. I guess you can cheaper than that, but for the time it takes, you can't hardly beat getting them for $10 a piece at 6 months old. So that's usually where I get them, but I haven't gotten any lately. Hey, 23KC, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. We were just chatting, and I started off eating my dinner, waiting for everybody to stop in, but I finished it. I wolfed it down in less than 10 minutes because I was so hungry. I didn't eat all day. We just chatting while I'm here in the hotel, talking about chickens and what we had for dinner. But anyway, yeah, we've got 18, but 15 hens, but some of them are several years old, so I'm not even sure they're real laying. I really need to go in and just clean the house, put them all in the freezer as soup hens, and just start over. But out of those 15 hens, I mean, we should be getting 10 to 12 eggs a day, and some days I don't get any unless they're hiding them somewhere, and other days I'll get maybe 4 or 5, usually at the most. Of course, some of that's probably had to do with the heat and the molting. It's been, I don't know about where y'all are at, but down here in Texas, it's just been like so hot you think you're going to see a hobbit run out and throw a ring in your backyard. I mean, it's been over 100 degrees, it seems like, for 2 months. It might not have been that long, but it's been in the upper 90s to up to 104, 105 with hardly any rain for months now. So I think that affected some of the hens. One reason they hadn't been laying as much just because of the heat. I know I wouldn't want to do nothing but sit in the shade if I had to be outside all day long in it. Appreciate y'all stopping in. I got since 4 in here watching, 5 thumbs up. I appreciate that. Hanging out with me for a little bit. Been on here for 40 minutes, so I'll probably stay on another 10 minutes or so. Hey, Mama Tried Homestead. I appreciate you swinging through. You missed dinner, but appreciate you stopping by. Mama Tried. It's good to see everybody stopping in the chat for a second. I'll stay on here about another 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm going to have to go and call my wife. She done send me a message saying that she was heading home and to give her a call, leaving work. She gets to stay home with the kids and the other family members while I'm on work travel this week. What'd you have for supper, Mama Tried? Anything good? I had Chipotle. Mo Homesteading didn't know what she's. Donnie with Homesteading with the Heberts had chicken soup. Ooh, fried chicken, lima beans, and rice. A lot of chicken going around today. I had steak on my Chipotle salad, but I got chicken fried steak, and I guess it's not chicken; it's just chicken fried, and chicken soup over at Homesteading with the Heberts. So, Donnie, where'd those roosters come from? Were those from eggs you hatched, or chicks you picked up somewhere? Or Donnie's still in here. Might have dropped out. I wish you could tell who was in here watching. Mo Homesteading's usually up late with me playing video games. The last couple of times I played, I didn't even go live. I got everything ready to go live, and then for some reason I just never hit the button. I said, no problem, Donnie. I said that those roosters were those chicks you hatched, or from chicks you picked up somewhere, or where'd they come from? All right, Mama Tried. We'll see you later. I got you. That's the thing about when you hatch out your own eggs, you know about half of them are going to turn out to be roosters. I got a video. My most watched video is on skinning chickens. I think it has about close to 4,000 views, and on a skinning instead of plucking. And those were those roosters came from. I hatched out some eggs in the incubator, and I think we hatched out, I can't remember now, 9 or 10, 12 eggs, something like that. And about, of course, 5 or 6 of them turned out to be roosters. And I think that day that I did that video, I think I processed two or three of them. I can't remember now. It might have been 2. But I haven't processed any since then just because we have these 3. But once I get my barn finished and get it back to where I can get around in there and get my brooder box out, I'm going to start hatching out some more eggs probably. And because even if I decide I want to get 1 or 2 breeds of chickens, I've got my chicken coops set up to where I can do at least 2 different pens and keep them separated. So if I wanted to do like all of, Rhode Island Reds or something, and with a separate rooster, I could do that, and then have a just mixed flock as well. And I could even down the road, I even have another little section that I could, depending on what I do with the goats, I could split it up into 3 or 4 different pens. So, but I'll plan on hatching out some more eggs with the incubator, and roosters going into the freezer, and then the hens can just become laying hens. Oh, I appreciate that, Donnie. Have fun at the meeting. Those are always fun, depending on what type of meeting you're at. I appreciate you leaving it running. So Mo, you only have eight hens. You said y'all eat all the eggs, or y'all sell them, or give them away. We I bowled a bunch of eggs the other day. We haven't been eating as many as we used to for whatever reason. I think more just because we got busy and haven't been cooking as much like we should be. But I bowled a bunch the other day, and then my wife, she wanted some scrambled eggs. So I made her some the other day. Yeah, we sell eggs, so most of our neighbors, a couple of them buy from us, and then some of the others have their own chickens. So we live on a road where everybody has 3 to 5 acres. So a lot of people have their own chickens and raise their own eggs, or if they don't, they know somebody that has them. But we have a couple of neighbors that buy from us, and a couple other people in the community. But I quit advertising because once the bobcat got all the hens, I wasn't really having enough to sell more than what the neighbors wanted. But like I said, hopefully we'll get some more chickens maybe in the spring, like get enough in the barn done where I can get my brooder box out, get some more hens, and then start selling some more. Still got two in here watching. I guess Mo's still here, and Donnie's still got it playing in his truck. So yeah, that's good. Mo homesteading. It's nice to be able to share with others. We do that sometimes with vegetables and stuff from the garden. Of course, I always give them to family members, my mom and grandmother and stuff. Especially now that they live close to us next year. I'm sure they'll be taking a lot of it. Hopefully, I'll be getting a lot more out of the garden. It basically just was an overgrown mess this year because it was working on the barn. So it's one of my next projects once I get this plywood up and get some cabinets hung in that the farm processing room that we're building in the barn. Then turn my attention to the garden and get it ready for next year. Get all the weeds cut out and do that. It may be because it's the same IP address, Mo. I think that's the way they count views as well. Like if you watch a video um, from an IP from whatever you're at, like if you do it yourself, the way I understand it, it'll give you a view. But if YouTube notices that it's getting multiple views from the same IP address, then it doesn't count them, is my understanding. So maybe that's why it's not counting you as twice, since it's coming from the same IP address. I'm assuming that it is if you got your phone and tablet both connected to your internet. That's just my understanding, though. I could be way off on that. Yeah, I know fall's coming, but it was still 90 something degrees yesterday um, here in Texas, so it's hard to imagine it's cooling down. Like I said, it was like 98 or something yesterday here. Of course, I'm in Baltimore, Maryland right now, and it's much cooler. It was nice out here now. I think it's in the 80s, so it felt downright cool compared to back home. It's just been so hot. In fact, I planted some fruit trees and stuff in the spring, and I knew better because I know here that it's, unless you're going to baby them and water them almost every day, that it's almost impossible to keep a new tree alive unless you plant it in the fall and at least give it through the winter, get some roots in. Because here, like the best planting time they say is, like November to December, really. Maybe late October to even on into February. But man, it was so blazing hot. I planted 3 or 4 fruit trees. I wanted to get them established in the garden to provide some shade actually from the plants. And I thought, yeah, I'll have time to do that. But even trying to water them a couple times a week, 2 of them died for sure. One's barely hanging on, and the only one that's doing any good at all, it's actually it gets shade quite a bit of the day from another big tree that's at the end of the garden. And I think that's probably the only reason it's hanging on is just it's not in the heat all day. It just gets heat over in the afternoon or direct sunlight over in the afternoon. And that's the only one that survived. So I'm gonna have to just make sure I don't make that mistake again of planting in the spring unless I just know for sure I've got irrigation run to it or something where I can water it, heavily throughout the summer. But I'm hoping at some point figure out how we want to lay out our back pasture, and I plan on planting a bunch of rows of fruit trees and stuff back there in the back, and just leaving alleyways between them to where if I wanted to put up fence to say, have some sheep or something, goats. I know it's hard to fence in even with electric fencing, but maybe some sheep or even some mini cows. One of our neighbors just up the street, a couple of houses, they have mini zebos. I think that's how you say it, or zebus maybe. But something like that to graze in between the lines of trees. So, yeah, this Texas heat's no joke. Of course, then I guess elsewhere you got to deal with worse winters and storms or different kinds of things. But this heat, man, it didn't used to bother me as much when I was younger. But I told my wife a while back I'm going to start going into hibernation, but instead of the winter, it's going to be in the summer. I'm just going to not leave the house except to go to work. At least I work inside in an office from, say, July to October the 1st. Going to hibernate from the heat. Well, Mo, I think I'm going to cut this one off. I think you're the only one left in here. Donnie's got it running in his truck, but I'm going to call my wife back. I've been on here for almost 55 minutes, 53 minutes and counting. So I might try to do this again tomorrow night when I get back from my meetings. Yeah, old man, 40 years old. Just hit the big 40. Just another number. Of course, my beard had gray in it for years. So first it turned dark. Of course, I keep my hair cut short even when I had hair, but my hair used to be white when I was little, and over the years it slowly gotten darker. My beard got dark, and then it started turning gray. Yeah, I appreciate you jumping on with me and leaving it, chatting with me and leaving it going. And like I said, I might try this again tomorrow night. I'll be here in the hotel again once my meetings and stuff are over. So maybe when I grab my dinner, I may have to go to dinner with the group, but if not, when I bring it back, or maybe when we get back from dinner, I'll try to go live again for a little while. So, all right, Mo, and anybody watching this later, we'll catch you on the next one. 12 years older, yeah. Hey, it's just a number, right? 40, 52, 60. We'll catch y'all later, Mo. I'll see if I can figure out how to turn this off.